I just want us to talk about the game, the accomplishments. The first question I just want to ask: how do we fairly rank just the modern players? Let's just say 1980 and beyond. What should be the criteria? What should we look at if we looking at? Let's just even say top 15, or if you want to do
Yep.
top 10.
Yeah. Well, you got to
15.
put an impact on winning because if you don't win, I mean, what are we even talking about, right? Then impact on the league overall, individual accomplishments and skill sets. That's what you got to like. If you keep it on that simple basis, then you can stop all this argument. Like, oh yeah, well, Kyrie, I think he got more tools than Steph. Okay, but he couldn't lead a team to the playoffs when it only took 40 wins to get there. Like, how do you affect the
Oh, in
outcome?
the East for Boston, yep. And
Yeah,
in Cleveland, too.
like we gotta look at all of it and not allow these guys to make up new rules and move the goalposts all the time.
Thank you. And that's what I was talking to Andre about, and I was talking to you. When you come with these arguments that make you want to make your favorite look good, you box them into arguments. Well, I'm a Kobe guy, and I just like Kobe because of his work ethic and his
Mhm.
style of play and just what he brought to the game. But if you make it that it's based on final performances for Steph, and then we delve into Kobe's finals and see that he's not as held as regard. I mean, he didn't perform as well. Now you start attacking his top five
Yeah,
argument. You get what I'm saying? So
You
that's
got to
why I
be
say
fair, like you
it's a
said.
bit fair.
You can't let Kobe slide again. Say Curry had a bad finals.
in real life, outside of Mike, no modern guy who's been to multiple finals. I'm sorry, outside of Mike and Shaq, no
Hmm.
man who's been to multiple finals hasn't had a subpar final. Like
Facts.
Broussard literally brought up the actual games, the actual numbers for Larry Bird, like they're trying to, but it's like people, I don't want to hear that. I just want to keep dogging this current set of guys because I've decided beforehand that I'm going to make my decision regardless of what the hell.
Right.
No,
Okay.
that's fair. So if we're judging by that, that's what I'm saying. When people want to go with, and let's just call it out, when you want to go with the Skip Bayless route of arguing, most of your modern athletes outside of Jordan will have their resume picked apart.
Yep.
If you want to start with Dream, you can say we didn't. Let's be honest, you didn't win till regular year 10.
Yeah,
Where were you from years 1 through 9?
Oh, for Hakeem?
yeah,
Yeah,
Yep.
and then if you want to throw out different arguments, there's no Jordan mistake for you. Now,
right.
to me, none of this crap matters. But my thing is, if you start holding 2015 against Steph, you will have to hold 1988 Magic, 1989 Isaiah, 94 and 95 against Hakeem, 2019 against Kawhi.
Mm-hmm.
Now everybody resume is bad.
Yeah,
And
because
none
that's
of this, and my argument is none of this happens, all of this happens because no one wants to see their favorite gets passed.
yeah,
But we can't elevate Magic because he won 5 rings, damn near playing with the craziest skill set ever. I mean, the craziest talent ever.
The Marquette, yeah.
yeah.
So
Like,
you mean to tell me Magic to come into
mhm.
the league with Kareem, play with Jamal Wills, who had 37 in game 6. They win the championship and draft James Worth.
And they had McAdoo was already a legend, but still.
Yeah,
I know he was
McAdoo
older,
was
but still,
insane. You get
I get the like
Bob McAdoo. You get Michael Thompson. You get what I'm saying?
Norm Nixon.
Thank you. So
Yeah,
how can now it be who you play with?
yeah.
Let's just make everything fair of what
They make that. So now, not count, only the last count. That's the way they debate now. Yeah, but I know he got them all the way to the finals, but the last 2 minutes of Game 7, he didn't play that good. And I'm
Yeah, that's a
like,
Skip Bayless. That's a Skip
what
Bayless.
are you talking about? Like, come on, dog. At the end of the day, Magic been in 9 finals, right? Getting there matters.
yes.
And they talk about Jason Tatum, right? Guess what? Joel Embiid and Giannis and all the rest of and Jimmy Butler and all the rest of them guys averaged in the NBA Finals this year. Nothing, because they didn't make it. So you
Right.
can't give them more credit for getting sit home. That's stupid.
Yeah. That is stupid. That's the LeBron thing. Like, I ain't the biggest LeBron fan, but they be tripping. Oh, he lost 6 finals. Like, y'all really gonna use that argument? Dog? That argument's so weak.
And, and me and Cuz talked about it earlier. It is extremely hard to even make finals. Remember, when Giannis went back, let's be realistic. And Giannis back-to-back MVP seasons, he did not make the final.
Nope.
That's right.
Right.
People thought they were the favorite, and then they finally break through last year. And then this year they went into injury. You get what I'm saying? It happens. People would have thought when a 2012 Thunder made it that they were slated to probably damn near win 4 or 5.
Yeah.
It's just that hard to win a championship.
It's hard.
Yep.
So us knowing criteria that hard, why will we go out and start ripping apart these guys' legacies? Because we want to keep our so-called favorites or old heads where they're at. And
And
that's all it's coming down to.
I'm gonna tell you another thing. The people who have an issue with Steph based on Isaiah, listen, the same reason because Isaiah's stats aren't crazy.
Yep.
But however, it's almost impossible for somebody under 6'3" to lead their team to a championship. And he led his squad to
For real.
3 finals, which is why he ranked so high. So
Yeah, he
you
definitely
gotta
top of the
recognize
team.
that
Easy.
same level of difficulty for Steph Curry. Because it's only been him, Zeke, Steph, and I don't know how tall Walt Clyde Frazier is.
Oh,
Yeah.
they actually won it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they won.
Okay.
Now, and if you look at that, your top 75 and your Mount Rushmore and all that, almost everybody on there 6'6" or taller. There's a reason
Exactly.
for that. It ain't because the
Exactly.
little cats can't hoop. It ain't because they can't hoop. It's
It's
hard
harder.
to win when you small.
The game is designed for these guys. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? There's advantages that come with it, and you just read it off. There's a reason why before Michael Jordan, the great guys were centers
hmm,
outside of Magic Bird, but those guys are what 6'9", 6'8", 6'10".
yeah. Bird is 6'10".
He's 6'10". Magic is 6'9",
16. That's ridiculous.
and
Yeah,
then Jordan burst through who 6'6". And then if you look at it, so-called dominated between the 60s and 70s, you have Will and you have Bill. And then Bill played with Tommy Heinsohn, who
yeah,
was also has 8 championships.
yeah. You got the you
All
got
them
the Nate
Pistons.
Thurmans and the West Unsales of the world that snuck their little championships in there, but then was all big fellas.
Yes, Dave Collins got one. So what I'm saying is, really, if you look at the metric, this game has always been dominated by bigs.
Yeah,
And Steph really shifted the mold because he's really the first guy that under 6'3", 6'4", 6'5", to keep his team consistently in the hunt. Let's look at the 2000s who dominated. It was the Lakers and the Spurs. You had Kobe, Shaq, and
Yep.
Duncan. And Kobe's even 6'6" in his own right.
Right. Exactly.
And then you burst through with the guys who won with you got you got Wade. Wade got him one.
Yeah.
Then you got that
So
Pistons
they,
team.
they surrounded him with big dogs the old school way though.
They did. They surrounded him with a defensive team. And then you got that Pistons team who was probably the best defense ever. Who they created
Mm-hmm.
all these rules for. Defense
Yep.
3 seconds was created for that Pistons team. That was
Mm-hmm.
an anomaly. So I just want us to keep our eyes on what we're seeing. What Steph is doing, it's not the norm.
Yes. I was watching Basketball Breakdown, and they were literally showing how on a break, when Steph flares out to the elbow on the 3-point line, they were giving up dunks as opposed to letting him shoot that three. And not just
Wow.
to anybody. This is Kevin Durant. Get it done. Like,
Because
bruh.
and I looked
Wow.
at
We
it in
talking
the
about
finals
KD, right?
too. I looked at it in the finals. It was a play where Looney was able to head fake 2 times, get a
Mm-hmm.
layup, because they would rather let Looney see the ball go through the rim than see Steph go through.
Yes.
So don't change the rule. Whereas
Yeah.
you saw the Celtics defense give KD problems. Now, as you get more film on somebody, you get a better way to attack them. But you saw them give KD problems, and you saw, of course, him was injured. He
Yeah.
was ineffective. And then Giannis, as good as he is, he shot 45% from the field.
Yeah.
And
So
Curry can't do this.
you saw how their defense affected them. And Curry goes out and averages damn 34 on 50% shooting while being blitzed.
Yeah.
How
And
is he?
what's crazy is they were like, yo, they playing drop coverage. No, they weren't. Drop coverage is when you drop that big man below the 3-point line. The big man was away, but he was still 3 feet past the 3-point line in a new kind of drop coverage. It's not real drop coverage. So
Facts.
it's
As
just a
good as Jimmy Butler when he
yeah,
dominated, he
yeah,
wasn't being guarded at half court.
exactly.
Nope.
Steph was shooting from range, and we have
Yeah,
to give him credit for where he's pulling from and where he
yeah,
worked on his game to be able to have this range.
yeah.
Because let's be
I
honest,
don't, I
right?
don't even know why it's so hard to just say I can like I can love Zeke and Magic, and I can still love Curry and LeBron and Kobe. I don't even understand why who made this rule up that we can love all our great athletes. Why do we have
And what we have to also know is we're splitting hairs. We're
yeah,
talking about damn near the top 15 of
Yeah.
all
ever
time, not top 50 players.
right?
15. Do you know how great you have to be a to mention in the top 15? Like people forget guys like Moses Malone, who was a league
Yeah.
MVP,
He in my top 25.
led the Houston Rockets to the championship. Got
3
Mhm.
MVPs.
6
Yep,
ran through basically the whole playoff.
and gave
For real.
Kareem that work.
83 Sixers, though. They in the conversation.
You right. Gave Kareem that work, swept
Yep.
the Lakers.
Sweat Magic.
And he was talking that
Kareem.
junk, fo fo fo.
Fo, fo, fo. So we realize how hard that is. And
Oh,
then, two, as good as Kyrie is, because everybody wanted to know how close him and Steph is, he couldn't figure out the Celtics defense.
Yep.
all right. We talking about Kyrie, though. I know. Like, that's crazy.
Look, Kyrie is he was in the perfect spot for NBA history because there, first of all, LeBron getting all the blame, and if
Yep.
you ball, you gonna get credit.
You call it the Clay roll, right?
Yeah,
Gotta
because we
play
don't
right.
we don't even care that Klay Thompson has never had a great Western Conference Final nor a great NBA
Yeah.
championship.
Who cares
He's
if you're not top
never had a
15,
great
right?
series.
Exactly.
Great games. He's had great games. It's a
Right.
difference between great games and great series.
It's a fact that he has had more games under 15 points than he's had over 30 in both the Western Conference Finals and the NBA Finals. That's a fact. You look on stat and you go count them up, and it ain't even close. It's almost twice as much. So he's had several terrible games when he's open. By the way,
Facts. He's not being done. And then this is how good Steph is, right? Look at the guys that was compared to him and see what they've done as the lead dog. People have tried to say Kyrie was better than him, and people have tried to say Dame is this. Look how far they have been able to lead.
yes, and
Especially
Dame had his
Kyrie.
chance in
Kyrie
the
ain't
Western
did
Conference
nothing,
Finals.
honestly.
Yes, it's
Dame had his
hard.
chance, and with KD out and Curry walked them boys, Curry and Draymond. So
They swept
it's
them.
like you didn't have your chance.
Yeah, and people can't use that argument that he had a stacked team. People can't use that stacked team argument this year, dog.
It ain't real. It's not.
They
It's not
can't.
real. Like
Exactly.
anybody know where Harris is?
They were so inconsistent, bro, all year. It's like
What'd you say about Harrison Barnes, cuz?
Anybody know where he is? Because I remember he couldn't throw the brick in the ocean in the NBA Finals.
He went
Sacramento.
5 for 30 from games 5 through 7. Look,
Wide open,
Dog,
elbow.
if he hit 6 of those shots, they win the finals, dog.
bro, if you shoot 40%, like let's look at it, right? Grant Williams went 7 for 18. He didn't light it up. He went
Man, he didn't even
7.
do nothing right.
He went 7 for 18 from
And that
game
was
7 from 3.
mhm.
Whatever, 21, 27 points.
Yep.
So if Harrison Barnes just beat Grant Williams and just go 40%
Right.
in games 5 through 7, we don't know how history looks. But see, we
Right.
want to be revisionist. Look, Steph did something that's going to go down in history. He blew a 3-1 lead. And then,
Yep.
two, whether he was compromised or not, you're the lead dog. You
Yep.
can't turn it over in the fourth quarter in a
He was out
critical
there.
game that came
One of them was
down to
throwing the ball
4
behind his
points.
back. One of them. I
Thank you.
remember.
I judge him based on that.
Yes.
It's not that he's soft. It's not that he's weak. He had bad decision making when
Bro,
his shot wasn't falling.
in that first page that we had on Facebook, as soon as the game was over, I typed 3 words: lost on step.
Oh
Like I
Yep.
Lord.
don't even know why we got to. So now, do we talk about tragic all the time? Or do you have to watch classic sports and be looking at a Boston documentary to even know that Magic is tragic at one point in time?
You had to watch the Lakers versus Celtics documentary because
Right.
as I grew
Because
up,
it's not
I
part of the
didn't.
narrative.
I won't lie. I didn't know about a tragic Johnson when I was
Yeah.
younger.
Yeah.
I
And-
started watching in 1997,
yeah.
1998. So
Yeah.
I don't know about a tragic Johnson. It wasn't until Magic talked
Yeah, I started
about,
watching around Kobe Shaq era. That's when I really
thank you.
started watching.
It wasn't until Magic mentioned how much that made him go out and get in his lab. I mean, in his bag. And that's why 1987 meant more to him because he
Yeah.
felt he was able to atone for his losses.
And you know what? You know what else is crazy? I don't care how you like, unless you were cheating. I don't care how you lost the series. You lost.
You
Is it
lost.
better to get swept? Like, why is it better? Like, we got swept in the finals. At least we didn't blow a 3-1 lead. No, that's not better. You lost.
Right.
You were
It's
home. No,
yeah.
the
People try
result
to do that,
is you
man.
were home with it. Yeah.
Whether you
Like,
lost 4-0, 4-2, 4-3, a loss is
right.
a loss. And
You
we
had to lose 4 games.
look, I give Bron credit. You're able
Yes.
to go to 8 straight finals. It's hard. But
It's
then
hard.
we can't lie and say what we didn't see. You went to 8 straight because Miami was damn near done. Wade was done.
Yeah.
Then you go
Yeah.
to a younger team with some more talent and you
hmm
to get
Yeah. So it ain't like he kind of, I ain't gonna say cheated, but I see what you're saying. It's kind of like
yeah.
He maneuvered in a smart
He
way.
yeah. You
maneuvered.
seen Wade was getting. You seen okay, this young dude Kyrie got game. Let me go over there. He younger too. Wade
Yes.
injured.
And let me
I
trade
give
Wiggins for
I
love.
give Bron credit
Right.
for him keeping himself healthy because
Yes.
it's hard to stay healthy. Where we
Very.
see what we talk about, cuz Bird and Mikal broke down.
Yeah.
Isaiah Thomas broke down.
Yep.
Mike left, came
Yep.
back. We saw the Warriors break down. So
Yep.
I give Bron credit for keeping himself healthy. But
He
at the
different.
same time, it's more impressive, or it's a different thing if you're taking the Cavs to 8 straight finals or you're taking the Heat to 8 straight finals. Shuffling off the deck means something.
Yep.
The
You still got to
Warriors,
go out there. Like,
yeah.
you still got to go out there and compete and play, right?
Look what happened with the Warriors. They went to 6 in 8 years.
Yeah.
And it took a
It was
lot. They lost Clay. Draymond's shoulder was bad. Steph broke his wrist. It is hard to win a championship in general, in any sport. You would have damn near thought that the 2013 Seahawks should have won 3. And they got
For
1
real.
championship.
Legion of Boom. Yeah, come on. Yeah.
So what Tom Brady done, it's even crazy to see what he did going every other year in 2 separate backs-to-backs with
in
the
the NFL.